Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Green from the Philbrook Museum of Art, and this is Curators at Home, and we are so excited to get to visit with Venita Cooper. And you like to go by Coop, is that right?
Yes.
We are so thrilled to have you here. You have loaned us a whole collection of shoes for our exhibition, Tulsa Treasures. And while our exhibition is closed to the public right now so that we're all safer at home, we thought we might interview you and you could tell us a little bit about your collection, who you are, the shop, the boutique, everything. So tell us all about you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
It's a lot.
First of all, I'm so honored to have my collection at the Philbrook, and I'm so grateful to you guys for being innovative and finding ways to still bring all of the collections from the Treasures collection, Treasures exhibition, to the public. So a little bit about me. I am the owner of Silhouette Sneakers and Art, which is a limited edition sneaker shop and art gallery in Greenwood in downtown Tulsa. We're at the corner of Greenwood and Archer. And we opened up in November, and I guess that's when it was revealed to many people that I'm a big sneakerhead. And
is that the official term, sneakerhead? I love it.
Sneakerhead. Yeah. No, it's people come in. You can tell who's a real sneakerhead by the way they refer to the shoes. And so if you come in and you're like, "Hey, I need a pair of tennis shoes," then you know that person is not a sneakerhead.
Not at all.
Sneakers or nothing.
So kicks?
Would kicks count? Kicks. Okay, yeah, you got me on kicks.
Okay. Kicks is that's what I sort of, when you see really good pair of shoes.
Yeah. Well, and if they're like amazing, then you can be like, look at that heat.
Oh, the heat. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning so much. Thank you. I love it. Well, let's look at some of the heat that you have shared with Philbrook. So these are some images from the exhibition that soon, maybe, hopefully, we can get out and enjoy and open the gallery back up. But these are from your personal collection.
Yes, and so I gave several pairs of my favorite sneakers to you guys to show, and you've done an incredible job of showing. Like, I'm so sad that I'm not there right now taking a look.
We are too.
So basically the way that I, curated what I sent over to you is I tried to find, so in my opinion, like the most beautiful thing about sneakers and the whole culture is that, people bring their own unique style and taste to it. Yeah. And so, I've always had a very eclectic taste in all types of things. Like, I've never just liked one genre, one, style of anything. And so I wanted to show that, and also hopefully, put sneakers up that resonate with a variety of people. And so there are some sneakers that, are real classics, like, Adidas Stan Smiths. You've got, obviously Jordans, some Yeezys, and then, some interesting collaborations between like Nike and Adidas and different artists and creators. And there's also just like a variety of price ranges. And so there are some people who collect, sneakers that are just $500, $600, $700, thousands of dollars.
Wow. Yeah.
I wanted to show that there can be some of those sneakers in a collection, but then there can also be, sneakers that people treasure that aren't that expensive, that are in the $100 to $200 price range.
Right. And I love like the diversity of the shoes that are on the wall, from the very super classic Adidas three-line, three-stripe Stan Smith or Superstar, right? The really classic shoes, to these amazing like artist collaborations. Mm-hmm. And there's some like so I had to research these kicks because this is not my typical like thing that I work with in the museum. So yeah. Cactus Plant Flea Market, yes. This is something totally new to me, and they are amazing.
Yeah. Cactus Plant Flea Market was definitely my favorite brand of 2019. And so the thing that I love the most is that it's a woman-led brand.
Yeah.
And, you know, their take on traditional silhouettes, I thought just like, I thought just was like stunning, so beautiful, so creative. And you have some artists who will take a certain aesthetic and apply it to different silhouettes. Like they have one aesthetic, one type of like design approach, and you can see that there's like their work is like a family of shoes. Like you can see these shoes related. I think for Cactus Plant Flea Market, they took a traditional silhouette and they did something completely different with each one of the different canvases that they had. And they're so fun, and I love their work with different materials.
Yes.
So they were definitely my favorite design team. And so I have like every shoe in their collection.
Oh, you do? So for the people watching, so I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the top image where it's the dark shoe, the kind of the close-up, the dark shoe that says we can see just do, and then, you know, curve around, that's a Cactus Plant Flea Market shoe, right?
Yes.
With the smiley face.
Air Vapor Maxes. Yes.
Yeah.
With the smiley face.
And then there's another one that's in the big image or the overall image, and it's kind of a mustard color, and it's corduroy, like you were talking about, all the creative use.
Yeah, it's sponge.
So corduroy and all these different materials, and it looks so good. You want to touch it, you want to stroke it, because like the texture of the shoe it's all about the texture.
Yeah, no, it's so cool, and it has the exposed foam. So those are Nike Blazers.
Okay.
Which, you know, Blazers are really popular in Tulsa, just period.
Is that right?
And those are, so that pair, and then I assume the next pair you're going to talk about is that black pair that says like air and sun.
Yes.
On the
Yes.
Air Forces. So those are, Nike does this thing called like Nike by You. And so you can go in and you can change like the colors of certain parts of the shoe. And so the brown ones, you could do like different color laces. You could do a different color swoosh on the side, the logo. And then you could do like a black or a white of those Air Force Ones. But anyway, so there's a little bit of variety even with that, within that sort of design, within that silhouette.
That's fantastic. And so you bought the line.
Yeah, I had to get and I probably overpaid for them, to be totally honest, but I'm the type of person where if something speaks to me, it's like I have to have it. You know, I just feel like it really represents me, and I've got to rock it.
I love it. And there's also a pair of Tulsa shoes here, or Tulsa themed shoes. Is that right?
Yes. And so
tell me about those. So they're right in the middle of the cross piece, right?
Yeah, that overall image. And so those are a collaboration between me and a sneaker customizer in Bartlesville, goes by Clean Kicks Customs. So basically, when I was in the process of getting capital for my business, I was pitching, and somebody from CASA, Court Appointed Special Advocates nonprofit in Tulsa, approached me, and they're like, hey, you know, we're going to do this annual fundraiser. Would love to have you donate a pair to raise some money. And I thought to myself, well, it's like tricky to donate just a pair of sneakers because, you know, it has to match a person's size and their style. So to me, like a custom pair that reflects like pride in our city and in our community made a lot more sense, because that's more like a piece of art. You know, you can wear it, but you can also just display it. And so we all collaborated to bring that to CASA, and I think they ended up raising over $500.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And one of the things that another colleague of mine mentioned to me about you is you are so you're working so much with the community. A friend said that you helped design, do a project for kids in the elementary school to design sports apparel, and like the inspiration that you're kind of passing on. So it's not just about your store, but you've got this bigger insight into the community and what our community needs. So thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I was an educator for 10 years before this. And so, I still have connections within the education community here. And I just love kids. And, I tell people often that my favorite part of the store, one of my favorite parts is, young kids come in here all the time because they're really the drivers of the culture, right? And so I'll have teenagers come in here and they'll go to the sneakers on the shelves and they'll be wearing Yeezys and they'll be, traditional kind of like little sneakerhead. And before they leave, they'll go to the art. And I think it's really cool at a time when, we're seeing arts education be cut in schools, for kids to still find inspiration around art in a retail space.
Absolutely. And let me switch to another image. It's not your wall so people can see the artwork, but it is at least, let me switch, it's at least the floor of the shop. So we'll have to describe your boutique because it is gorgeous. You can see the brick wall behind you, the great floors, this wall of shoes, and then you have artwork on the other side. So tell us a little bit about the fact that it is sneakers and art, that you're really supporting the artists here in our community too.
Yeah. Well, when I was conceptualizing this business, I did a lot of research around local retail, and local retail is not an easy thing. And one of the things that I found that still got people to leave their homes and shop brick and mortar is they wanted an experience, and so for me, I'm not just trying to sell sneakers, I'm trying to sell sneaker culture.
Yeah.
And that culture involves art, it involves apparel. We do events here. And then, this space is custom built out with a lot of elements that are a nod to Tulsa and also a nod to Black Wall Street and the history here. Yeah. And that's just largely by virtue of the luck we had in acquiring this space, being able to rent it out.
That's amazing. And there is such a connection. I mean, there were the athletic shoes, but then all of a sudden creatives, artists in the 70s, 80s were wearing these sneakers, were wearing kicks, and were customizing them. So there is absolutely this connection between art and music and shoes. And I love that you're celebrating that in Tulsa.
Yeah, I mean, you think about sneaker culture right now, some of the biggest designers are artists, they're musicians. So Travis Scott, who's, a popular hip hop artist.
Yeah.
He's collaborating.
Kanye, like you were mentioning with the Yeezys.
Kanye with the Yeezys. Yeah. And so, the Cactus Plant Flea Market, the way that they got started was through a connection with Pharrell Williams. And so, it's all interrelated.
It really is. Okay, we have a question for you, and then I want to see what a shoe that you might have picked out to talk about in the store. But I have a question. So you're not the first pair of shoes that have ever been in the Philbrook Museum of Art. We do have these shoes on view. So this is our amazing painting by Kehinde Wiley. And there has been such incredible discussion about the shoes that this amazing man is wearing in our gallery. And so we've debated, are they Jordans? Are they Reeboks pumps? Or what are they? So what do you think?
Yeah, so I think, based on my expert analysis, I'm going to have to conclude that those are a special Kehinde Wiley custom. That he's used his incredible imagination to create his own silhouette.
I love it. That's perfect. Okay, so let me go back to the big picture so we can see you. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can see you. And I wondered if there was a pair of shoes or a shoe that is not at Philbrook that you wanted to highlight or talk about.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to give you and your audience a sneak peek at another collaboration that we've done with some local artists and creators. So FC Tulsa, the local soccer club, approached us months ago and said, hey, we want to do something special that we could eventually, we want to do a pair of custom cleats that we can eventually sell at the end of the season and donate those proceeds to a local nonprofit. but we want to work with local artists to do it. And so they kind of use Silhouette as a facilitator. And so I'm about to show you these cleats, the first time the public has seen them. I know. Well, that's because I'm itching to share it with someone.
I love it. They're revealed. They're revealed.
And the design is by Clean Hands.
Oh, yes. Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, they're incredible. And then the actual art is by Alexander Taman, who's a local artist. You know Alex?
Yes. He is so all of the work that he's done. He's fantastic. He's done a couple of programs with Philbrook.
How cool of a collaboration is that? Alex with Clean Hands, FC Tulsa Silhouette, and now Philbrook. Yes. Okay, so here we go. So these are the cleats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I won't reveal the plan for how FC Tulsa is going to be using them. Right. But I did want to give you guys a sneak peek at the finished product, and just encourage your audience to follow Clean Hands, Alexander Taman, Silhouette, and FC Tulsa for updates on how we're going to be showing these off to the public.
I love them. They are so beautiful. I see a lot of different inspiration that they might have drawn from, like maybe even Art Deco. There's
definitely
the bird, this Tulsa symbol. They're beautiful. The colors are so rich too.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that this color is actually in the FC Tulsa color scheme, because I'd only ever seen the white, black, and gold.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful. Those are really beautiful. Well, I feel honored. I feel honored. So one question I haven't asked yet, and that's why shoes. So how did you get hooked on shoes?
Yeah, I think I kind of got hooked on shoes when I was in middle school. And a big part of that reason is that, when you're in middle school, you're kind of grappling with your identity and trying to find your community. And I was in a military family, and we had moved around a lot when I was in school. And so finding community was really important to me. And I was a bit of a nerd in middle school, but I did apparently have good taste in shoes, because when I picked out a pair, and it's these Nike Air Swoops, which were a collaboration between Cheryl Swoops. It was the first time that a woman had done a sneaker with Nike.
Yeah.
And she was a WNBA player. So it was a collaboration between them. But anyway, I wore these shoes to school, and all these kids were like, whoa, we've got to start paying attention to Venita now. She's got cool sneakers. So I was like, I can do this. It just made me feel powerful, and it made me feel connected. And as I grew older and had my own income, it's just something that I've kind of invested in. I remember that feeling.
Well, I love that. And I think that, and there is so much, and we started off talking about Cactus Plant Flea Market, which is, as you said, woman-owned, woman designer. I love this thread of supporting artists, supporting people everywhere, supporting the strong woman-owned business, empowering people in general. So thank you, first of all, for loaning objects to Philbrook. Our amazing shoes. I can't wait to show them off. I can't wait for people to look and to talk and to pick them out and to even think about how they might design their own shoe. That would be incredible. And thank you for being in Tulsa and for opening Silhouette. And your shop is beautiful, and the projects that you are working on are beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan, and thanks to the entire team over at Philbrook. I can't wait to check out the collection in person.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you
too.
When we reopen.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.